joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. An Arkansas teen has been sentenced to life in prison for the beating and stabbing death of his autistic older brother. 19-year-old Jose Santiago of Berryville was sentenced Monday after pleading guilty to first-degree murder in the death of Alex Santiago. An affidavit says the boy's father, Robert Keever, called the Carroll County Sheriff's Office January 17th of 2017, saying he found his 21-year-old son murdered in the living room of his residence and his 17-year-old son in the bedroom watching television. The affidavit says that Jose Santiago admitted to beating his brother with a baseball bat and stabbing him with a sword. He also admitted to setting the family's mobile home on fire in April of 2016, but arson charges were dropped as a part of a plea agreement. Santiago will be eligible for parole in 25 years. 41-year-old Kennedy Emanuel has been arrested at a Cotter liquor store and charged with driving while intoxicated, drinking on the highway, and 2 drug possession charges, as well as leaving the scene with property damage and careless driving. The arrest came after officers witnessed Manuel hitting 2 mailboxes. He then proceeded to the liquor store where he was taken into custody. And a camper was destroyed when it burned early Friday morning after emergency 911 callers reported an explosion and a fire. Both the Midway and the Mountain Home Fire Departments responded to the area of the Century Parkway and Highway 5 North. A sheriff's deputy reported arriving on the scene and finding unoccupied camper engulfed in flames. A neighbor advised that he heard a loud boom, looked outside, and saw the flames. She advised that the camper had set across the road for some time. The report noted there was no engine in the vehicle and appeared to be that someone had set fire to the camper. A Carroll County man charged in Marion County with a felony count of computer child pornography has been sentenced to 10 days in jail for an inappropriate gesture in circuit court. 32-year-old Jesse Cooper of Green Forest appeared before Circuit Judge Gordon Webb for arraignment and entered a plea of not guilty. The next entry in the online records indicate that Cooper was cited for contempt for an unidentified gesture and sentenced to 10 days of incarceration. According to the arrest affidavit, Cooper's original charge followed a Marion County Sheriff's investigator traveling to Boone County at the detention center on May 30th to interview the Green Forest man, where he was being held on an unrelated charge. Cooper denied having used his cell phone to text sexually explicit messages, including photos to 2 individuals, one being a 15-year-old girl. A search warrant was executed the following day, leading to the seizure of the cell phone allegedly containing those messages. Dana Rackley of Flippin, Arkansas, entered a guilty plea to drug-related charges and given 10 years of probation, ordered by the 14th Judicial Drug Court to enter that program. In addition, the 41-year-old Rackley will spend 90 days in a program at one of the community correction centers in the state to begin dealing with her addiction problems. Rackley was arrested in mid-August of last year when a Cotter Police Department officer became suspicious after seeing 2 vehicles parked beside a business well after the store had closed for the day. During the investigation, Rackley, her vehicle, and a purse were searched and drugs were found. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be. But you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. You'll find a huge selection of sandals by Chaco for men, women, and children in various styles and colors. Birkenstock footwear sets the standard for comfort, quality, and functionality and continues to be one of their most popular brands. New for the season is their Tony Lama casual shoes for men and boys and the all-new Ariat Cruiser Classic slip-on for women. Their selection of Twisted X continues to grow with the latest and new styles. Get in the swing of summer at Harness Boots and Shoes on the Square in Harrison.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's heating up earlier than usual this year, and I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Of course, drinking water is super important for hydration, but we also stock coconut water, electrolyte drink mixes, and even some supplements that may help. At Nature's Wonders, we understand that busy, active lifestyles demand quality products that are quick and convenient to help us feel our best. Come see us for your active lifestyle needs and find out how affordable healthy living can be. Nature's Wonders, next to Thompson's Ace Hardware in Harrison.
Small-town police departments in Crittenden County say they are having a tough time with rising crime. Recently, someone sent the Jericho Police Chief Roy Hill a photo of two people threatening police by holding guns and saying they would not stand down. Jericho's population is around 100 and all the officers are part-time. 7 miles away in the community of Terrell, crime is also rising. Terrell's police chief, Perry Jennings, says they have seen an increase in shootings, including drive-bys, as well as random shootings at people's trailers and houses. Jennings said that crime has increased in both Terrell and nearby Earl, Arkansas, which each have also noted a homicide rate increase in 2018. Both Hill and Jennings said the Crittenden County Sheriff's Office has helped with big investigations, but it's not enough to handle the day-to-day incidents. Both are hoping on investments in technologies such as SkyCop cameras and increased manpower. Arkansas's highest court has agreed to hold oral arguments in cases involving two death row inmates who were spared from being executed last year. The state's Supreme Court says it will hear the arguments in the appeals process involving convicted killers Bruce Ward and Jack Green on September the 6th. Ward was one of 8 inmates the state planned to execute in April of 2017 before its supply of lethal injection drugs expired. The state ultimately executed 4 inmates after the other 4 inmates were granted stays by court rulings. Green was scheduled to be put to death in November, but the state Supreme Court issued a stay preventing him from being executed. And a judge has ordered the Arkansas Department of Human Services to publish statistics related to its failures in assessing needs of disabled Medicaid recipients. Judge Wendell Griffin has also referred to 2 department attorneys and a top agency official to the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct to determine whether they're competent to continue representing that agency. The sanctions came in response to the department's enactment of an emergency rule last month, allowing it to continue using an algorithm to allocate hours of home-based care to people served by AR Choices. The department plans to appeal the order to the state Supreme Court. The Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks say they will hold a town hall meeting next month to provide an update into the investigation into an impaired pathologist who is linked to at least 7 misdiagnoses and potential deaths of individuals. The hospital says representatives from the Veterans Benefits Administration will also be on hand July 9th to answer veterans' concerns and related benefit questions. Officials say newly redesigned driver's licenses and ID cards will be rolled out later this summer at revenue offices throughout the state. The Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration says the rollout will begin July 9th at certain offices and will be available by August 28th statewide. The new license includes images of the gold front doors of the Arkansas Capitol as well as diamonds. The back of the license features a full image of the Capitol building. Before we take a look at this forecast, which is certainly heating up as we move forward, here's the way the stock market ended today.
The 2018 Toyota Camry was made to keep you comfortable and connected. With tech and styling to help you let your hair down. So you can dance like nobody's watching.
We're totally watching.
Enjoy some time to yourself in a new 2018 Toyota Camry.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on the new fun-to-drive 2018 Camry. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, the hottest temperatures we've seen so far this summer season is upon us. Today, 97 degrees. That was the actual temperature with heat indices well over 100. In fact, a heat advisory was in effect just north of us from about the Arkansas-Missouri state line, a little bit over into northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Rogers area, and then to the north around Springfield, Branson, all the way up into the St. Louis area. We were kind of at the fringe area here in Harrison and surrounding areas south, but it was still hot out there, and we will have probably heat advisories for the rest of the week on in through the weekend. Well, it's just downright hot right now, and the humidity because of these thunder showers and thunderstorms coming through has made it even worse. Hope you got a little rain out of that system that came through yesterday evening and last night. Boy, it looked like we were all just going to get drenched, and they did have some severe weather north of us, but most areas not getting near the rainfall that we needed, just enough again to kick the humidity up anywhere from about 3/10 of an inch up to an inch of rain. North of here, some places 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. So we've really been blocked out here in the immediate Harrison area and Boone County in general. Here's the way it looks as we move on through the work week into the weekend. Again, hot temperatures out there, lots of sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures around 99 degrees actual temperature. Again on Friday, sunny skies and 95 degrees. Heading into the weekend on Saturday, lots of sunshine, 94 degrees. Likewise on Sunday under partly cloudy skies, slightly cooler, about 92 degrees. And we kick off the work week on Monday, not much change. Partly cloudy skies and 93 degrees. And other than maybe just an isolated pop-up shower, no rain in the forecast for the next 5 days. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
From the makers of the best-selling Yamaha Grizzly and Kodiak 700 comes the all-new Kodiak 450, the world's only midsize ATV with Yamaha-proven off-road capability, all-day comfort, and confidence-inspired performance. The all-new Kodiak 450, starting at just $59.99.
Whether you ride mud, rocks, dunes or trails, Polaris has a razor to match your passion. Unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, unmatched agility, and unbeatable comfort. Everything you need to chase memories and catch them. Find your razor at Polaris.com.
Razorbacks finally got to play baseball with all the rainouts that's taken place throughout their regular season and into the World Series. First game obviously was rained out in Omaha, Nebraska, but they did get to play last night. Arkansas scored 4 fifth-inning runs against a faltering Luke Hemlick and moved a step closer to its first national championship in baseball with a 4-1 win over Oregon State in Game 1 of the College World Series Finals last night. The finals opener delayed a day because of obviously rainy conditions, seemed to have a little bit of everything. A fly ball lost in the sun that went for a ground rule double, a runner interference call against Oregon State, and an overturned foul call on the ball hit down the right field line. The teams return to the round tonight for Game 2. It could be a very good night for the Razorbacks, as statistically the winner of Game 1 has went on to win the whole thing, 11 out of the last 15 finals since the best-of-3 format began back in 2003. Speaking of baseball, Matt Carpenter homered twice, matched a career best with 5 hits, and helped chase Corey Gubler into the shortest start of the right-hander's career in St. Louis, beating 11-2 over the Cleveland Indians on Tuesday night. Carpenter scored a career-best 5 runs and also drove in 3 additional runs. Kubler allowed 6 runs in 1 2/3 innings and lost 2 of his past 3 decisions. He gave up 6 hits, including homers to Carpenter and Jose Martinez, and walked 1 on 48 pitches. Freddie Peralta pitched 1-hit ball over the scoreless innings, and Jose Aguilar hit 1 of Milwaukee's 3 homers, and the Brewers beat the Kansas City Royals 5-1 yesterday afternoon. Peralta allowed a leadoff double in the 3rd to Alberto Motilla and also allowed a walk in the 2nd as well. The 22-year-old rookie was perfect otherwise, striking out 10 in his 4th Major League start. Well, Big John Daly has withdrawn from the U.S. Senior Open, citing a deteriorating knee condition and blaming the USGA for not allowing him to use a golf cart during the event. The 52-year-old 2-time major champion went on Twitter to say the USGA turned down his request to use a golf cart, which could have been allowed under rules that confirm with the Americans with Disabilities Act. The USGA responded, saying it offered Daly a chance to provide additional information about his condition. Daly, however, said he never received such a request. Daly, who withdrew from the tournament last October after his knee collapsed, finished 7th at last week's Champions Tour event. Oakland Raiders pass rusher Bruce Irvin was one of several NFL players who spent the offseason finalizing their college degrees. With help from an NFL program that offers tuition reimbursement and increased time off in the offseason, about 24 players each year trade their helmets for caps and gowns. Among those this year was Kansas City Chiefs guard Lauren DeVarty, who earned his medical degree after 8 years in college. That wraps up our broadcast. Thanks for joining us this evening. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.